You know, it's been a long time coming now. And I think it's about time I reviewed Evangelion 3.33. As an Eva fan, since I've been one since I was 14 years old. Now, a lot of you didn't know that, but I am a Mecha fan, which is why I named myself Mecha Slash. But this movie was a complete disappointment in the Rebuild series. I mean, they did decent with one, they did really good with two, but they just seem to drop the ball with this third installment now. I mean, 14-year time skip. The movie's content's not even matching up with the previews of the fucking 3.3 had in the first place after the end of the second movie. The previews we saw at the end of the second movie did not line up with this shit at all. I guess it was a scrapped idea, whatever. But it just felt lazy. I mean, 14-year time skip, obviously spoilers. Everybody was an asshole. They don't explain anything to Shinji and they wonder why he acts irrationally. I mean, a lot of the shit could have been avoided. In the movie, a lot of the shit could have been avoided if people would just explain themselves. But, you know, the useless drama and shit. I mean, I didn't like Oscar in this movie, didn't like Rant in this movie, didn't like anyone in this movie. And surprisingly, as gay as it was, the only quality scenes were the ones that had Shinji and fucking Kaoru. And I don't even like seeing those two on screen together. But that's how bad the movie was, because those were the highlights of the fucking film. How horrible is that? How horrible is that when the highlight of the fucking film are two guys digging each other? And, you know, because in the TV series, I hated them together. I was like, oh God, please make it stop. But all the other scenes in the movie were so fucking bad that those were the highlights of the fucking movie. That's horrible. That's horrible. Gendo looking like fucking Cyclops now. For some reason, Shinji was asleep for 14 years, even though on the TV series it was like a few months, whatever. Whatever. Doesn't justify anything. I mean, I guess it's just how it is. I like the first half of the TV series more than I like the second half of Eva, and it looks like I'm gonna like the first half of the movie series more than I'm gonna like the second half. And I thought, you know, maybe Mary was gonna redeem it. Nope. Movie still sucked. Everybody, all the characters were assholes, you know, didn't like it. It was boring too. The one thing I liked about this movie was the fucking conductor, Shiro Sakasu, because that's my boy. Favorite anime conductor out there. I mean, composer, whatever. Favorite composer out there. But everything else was a complete and utter disappointment in this movie. I waited 4 years for a quality movie like 2.2, and I get 3.3, which is like trash. And I saw all these tweets before they were talking about, oh man, this movie sucks. I was like, it can't be that bad. But it was that bad. It was that bad. I was a little bit buzzed when I first saw the movie, and it killed my buzz. That's how bad it was, man. I'm like, yo, this movie's horrible, man. Couldn't even enjoy it. It sobered me up. That's how bad a movie. If a movie sobers me up, if I can watch Anaconda and I'm not sober, I can watch a bunch of other shitty movies and I'm not sober, but for some reason Ava just killed it, my buzz completely. That's bad. That's really bad. I haven't even rated this movie yet because I'm just shocked and disappointed in how it turned out. And I like Ava. I rarely even trash Ava. I think it should have done better with the ending for the TV series. I think End of Ava was kind of a waste of time considering they backtracked on Shinji's character development. But goddamn, I was sitting here like, yo, 3.3, what is this shit? And they just throw it together and say, well, you know, it's gonna sell anyway. Everybody's gonna buy it because Oscar has an eye patch now. We'll make easy money, they'll buy it. So just put it out there. Is that what you were saying? Yo, because this movie was a disappointment. And we only have one movie left to fix this shit? Really? Really? That's what we're looking forward to? The Ava 4.4, which by the previews, by the look of the previews, didn't even look that good. I was like, dear God, what is this? They had two Avas fused into one, fighting a bunch of things in CG. Oh, God! Horrible! Horrible. Terrible. Horrifying. And there's probably never going to be another Ava movie ever again after that. Unless that dude, Ano, decides he needs more money and cashes this cow again. But to be quite frank, the first two movies were pretty good, but this second half ain't looking too good. It is not looking too good at all. And I know you're gonna say, well, maybe it'll fit into the series. But even if it does make 4 a little bit better, that doesn't excuse how bad 3 was. I mean, honestly, I'm just kind of disappointed. They looked like they had something going. Like the Ava 2.2 was badass, but this, I know people should say, they're saying, you don't watch Ava for the action. Well, what the fuck do I watch it for? It's giant robots, motherfucker. How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck putting an unstable teenager in a machine that kills aliens and shit, and you still make it boring as fuck? You had one job. You had one job, and I was sitting there like, oh. And my standards for mecha aren't even that high. I mean, I've seen masterpieces before, but I can also watch shit for the fun of it. Mazen Kaiser SKL, I'll make a video on that later. But to be honest with you, it didn't cut it. I mean, Ava didn't cut it. It just did not cut it for me. I'd give it like a 5 out of 10 maybe. Better than Ghost Rider. Wasn't the worst anime movie I've seen either. Pretty sure there's a Naruto movie or two out there that's worse than Ava 3.3. But the fact of the matter is, this was a disappointment. But you should watch it if you're a fan anyway, because we don't have to pay for it anyway.